And guys, we are live. Thank you for being very patient. It's taken me a while to get to this live Q&A video, but I'm here. I'm ready to answer your questions, as the title says, and I've got answers. And as you can see on behind me, watched a little WrestleMania history, watching WrestleMania 10, one of my all-time favorite WrestleManias. Of course, that is where Brett and Owen faced off in what was one of the best opening matches in WrestleMania history. I believe the Macho Man's final match in WWF history versus Crush. Of course, the infamous ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship between Shawn Michaels and Reza Ramon. And, of course, in the main event, Brett beats Yokozuna for the WWF Championship. So, really great show. One of my favorite WrestleManias to watch. So, I'll have that on in the background. But, yeah, guys, thanks for joining me for this live Q&A video. I'm going to answer your questions, and without further ado, we're going to get right into it. For those of you watching live in the live chat, thank you for watching. You can leave your questions there if you have any as well. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So thank you to everyone who provided your questions, and I'll provide the best answers that I possibly can. So here we go. From JD Kuzik. Thoughts on the amazing weekend of wrestling with WWE and NXT giving good shows. And of course, he's referring to Royal Rumble weekend. I absolutely agree. I thought it was an outstanding weekend of professional wrestling. It certainly delivered up to the expectations that I had. NXT was an outstanding show. I gave that show an A. Royal Rumble, just as good. The two Rumble matches certainly delivered. So I got what I wanted out of that show. I would give it a B, B+. Thought Raw was very good the next night, really set the stage for Elimination Chamber and what's to come at WrestleMania. So all in all, I consider that a success. I gave that show, I believe, A- or an A, somewhere around there. So didn't watch SmackDown. As we all know, I have issues with SmackDown. I won't be watching SmackDown until things get better. So that's just how it is. Frankly, I don't have the time. 3 hours of Raw, that's plenty for me. But yeah, I think WWE hit one out of the park. Really outstanding weekend of wrestling. If you guys are watching, what was your favorite show during the Rumble weekend? I think it would be NXT, but if you like Rumble more or Raw, let me know. And what's going on, Jake? Thank you for joining me for this live Q&A video. So the next question here on the docket is from Rodriguez. He's got a long question here, so without further ado, his first question is, do you think it was fair, regardless of the quality of the match, Gargano losing his first NXT title match against Andrade at NXT TakeOver Philly? Because he thought their big payoff would end with both of them fighting for the strap in a very brutal fight at Mania. According to some things I've read, it doesn't seem like it, but it can be a work and to furtherly build one of the biggest feuds of NXT in the past 2 or 3 years, Gargano versus Ciampa, a blood feud, and the match for the ages, almost like Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, a la back in 2002 to 2004. I didn't have a problem with Johnny losing that match. I wanted to see him win so badly. But his time will come. He's one of the best baby faces in WWE. He's just so relatable, so likable. Kind of reminds me of Daniel Bryan in a way. I was a fan of him when when him and Ciampa came into NXT. The match they had at the Cruiserweight Classic, which like some people kind of forget about, but I thought that was a pretty outstanding match, which had no story at all going into it. It was just who's going to win the CWC. Now you have a story going into their next match. I think Almas, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think we know who he's going to face. You got Ciampa and Gargano, WrestleMania weekend. It's a match that's almost been a year plus in the making, considering they split at NXT TakeOver Chicago. So, yes, I'm okay with Almas holding the strap for heading into NXT TakeOver New Orleans, which should be an outstanding show. Fucking outstanding. So thank you for that question. His second question is, do you think WWE is going to screw Braun like they did with Ryback? Because Braun's booking compared to Ryback is quite similar, but they make Braun do more insane feats than Ryback, and his character is way more cartoonish than Ryback. The only difference is that WWE has been giving Braun too many opportunities for the Universal Strap based on his feats, but always failing until now. When it comes to the big pay-per-views, he's been featured in a big way. No, I think he's been booked much, much better than Ryback. Remember, for a time being, Ryback was undefeated. Then he lost to CM Punk. Then he lost at Survivor Series. Then he lost at TLC. See the pattern here? Then he lost the TLC match on Raw. Then he lost at the Royal Rumble. Then he lost, I can't make this shit up, at the Elimination Chamber. WrestleMania, I was there. Mark Henry literally fell on him and beat him. And then he gets a title shot after losing all these matches to John Cena, who beat him every fucking time. So no, Strowman is in a much better place. He's been booked dominantly. He did suffer the loss against Lesnar, albeit that. But you could come back and bring this whole thing full circle if you want to go with Strowman Lesnar. Say, okay, Brock, you beat me last time, but now I figured you out. I'm a different guy. I was able to level you and bring you down off your feet when I pulled all that, backstage shit on top of you. I'm inside your head because I'm Braun Strowman. I'm unstoppable. Nobody can stop me. Look what I did to Raw. I put this whole show on lockdown, and it'll only be a matter of time before at the Elimination Chamber, I beat 5 other guys, and then I walk into WrestleMania as the next Universal Champion or something like that. There's a little bit of promo from me. But no, I think Strowman has been booked much, 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 much better than the Ryback. Third question. What is your take on Ronda's WWE status so far? I like her not appearing on TV still, even if she's full-time. WWE still building her media outbreak over that controversial segment of Charlotte, Asuka, and Alexa, and still making her, for good plans for WrestleMania. Ronda's going to be like Cyndi Lauper, an important leading mark for WrestleMania and a landmark that will change WWE media in terms of sports or anything outside of WWE. Some people have an issue with Ronda. I think it was smart to bring her in. I think it's smart to hold her off until her next appearance. Builds up intrigue, excitement. When's she going to show up? What is she going to do? Is it going to be a mixed tag? Is she going to go after one of the championships? I still think it's going to be the mixed tag, but whatever she does, I'm going to be intrigued because I'm a fan of Ronda Rousey. I really am. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for her at WrestleMania 34, which is a little less than 2 months away. It's hard to believe. Fourth question, a non-wrestling related one. Are you hyped for the final stage from The Walking Dead? Mid-season 8 return, which is coming up, I believe, the same day as Elimination Chamber, February 25th. Because I've seen a few trailers for the next half, plus season 9. The Walking Dead is going to be a total breeze now because they will have a person there that will take The Walking Dead into the level they haven't been for a while now. Well, I hope mid-season 8 is a lot better than the beginning of season 8 because I was not a fan of season 8. I just felt like it was slow, dull. You built up to this big war, and I thought it was going to be all out, and they fought on The Walking Dead, if you're familiar with what I'm talking about. But it just, to me, it didn't. The writing was weak. Way too many characters. Just got overbloated. I like Negan, but outside of that, I just found myself not really paying that much attention. And to me, it is no longer my favorite show on TV. That distinction goes to Mr. Robot, which airs on USA Network. So I got to get a plug-in for that. If you haven't seen that show, start from the beginning and work your way up. It is great writing, great characters, great development. That's all I want out of a show. So yeah, The Walking Dead needs to get things back on track. We'll see if they can do that. So hopefully they can, because it was my favorite show. As you can see, I got a poster of it up on my freaking walls. So hopefully that show does much, much better. And his final question: if you could watch one movie before you die, what would it be and why? Thank you for the questions, Rodriguez. One movie before I die. There's so many great movies out there. If I had to pick one, it's got to be my all-time favorite, Jurassic Park. Does not get any better from me. I was a huge fan of that movie growing up. I'd have to watch it one more time before I rest in peace. From Rooster McScratch, thank you for the question. If CM Punk hadn't left in 2014, do you think we would have gotten the original planned match card, which I believe was Batista, Randy Orton, Punk, Triple H, Bryan versus Sheamus, Taker, Lesnar, that all painted Cena, yeah. And if so, do you think WWE changed WrestleMania 30 just to stick it to Punk, or did they change it to avoid the fans rioting? I think it was a little bit of both. I think they were in a bind. Daniel Bryan, his surge of popularity, Punk left, Triple H needs an opponent. Plug Bryan in there. It really tied everything together from that storyline heading into summer 2013 at SummerSlam with the Authority screwing Bryan over and every opportunity that he got. And then the main event was for the better with Bryan being added in there, turning that into a triple threat and being one of the best endings to a WrestleMania I've seen in the past number of years. So yes, I think while I miss seeing CM Punk, I think him leaving led to a much better WrestleMania card compared to what we would have gotten. I just wasn't a fan of Batista Orton. I think it would have been. I just never was impressed with the matches that they've had, even back in, I remember 2009, or maybe it was 2008. One of those 2 years when I started watching. I remember they had just the matches they had. I never, just didn't do it for me. So yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. Thank you for the question there. From my friend Jamie. Jamie, thank you for your 2 questions. What do you think of the XFL coming back again? Heard some rumors maybe Brock Lesnar might join. I don't think Lesnar's going to join. I think there was a better chance of us seeing him back in the UFC. My honest thoughts on the XFL. That's what Vince wants to do. I'm fine with that. Take $135 million of your money and go do that. But don't neglect your product. The product should be the first and foremost, the thing that you put most of your time and effort into, and your money. Don't try and stretch yourself too thin, and he's probably going to do this, and the product will get even worse. Your product needs improvement. So why don't you give it to Triple H or somebody that actually cares, and he can go do the football thing. I ain't going to watch the football thing because I'm not a football fan. I haven't been a football fan in years. So honestly, I don't really care, and yeah, that's just honestly how I feel. I could really care less. He says, what do you think will be the main card at WrestleMania? Do you think we will finally get Triple H and Stephanie versus The Rock and Ronda Rousey? I think we will get that match. However, my card predictions for WrestleMania 34 are coming, so stay tuned for that. I'll do a little plug there, but I won't give away what I was able to come up with. From the Club of the Man 1993. 1. Who do you think will be called up to the main roster this year? I could see... that's a good question. From NXT, I could see Ember Moon. I could see the Authors of Pain, and I would say Adam Cole, but maybe Andrade Cien Almas. Him and Zelina Vega. I think them as a package would make sense. So yeah, those are my 3 picks there. Question number 2. If you could be involved in a table for 3 episodes that featured yourself and 2 other people, who would it be? Ooh, we'll see. I was going to pick wrestlers. But if it's anybody, and I'm picking anybody in the world, it's going to be non-wrestling related. Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux. Mario, the greatest, in my opinion. Could be Wayne Gretzky, but I say Lemieux, greatest NHL hockey player of all time. Le Magnifique. Super Mario. All-time great legend. And Sidney Crosby, the best in the world at what he does today. And I love saying that. Sid's the best, multiple time Stanley Cup winner. 3 times. Incredible. Been to 4. Won the gold medal in the Olympics. 2 gold medals, by the way. Multiple scoring title winner. He's done it all. So Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux, throw me in their table for 3. It would be glorious. Question number 3. If The Undertaker was able to wrestle one more match, what would the story be? I think the story would be he's coming back for one more. He didn't like how he went out last year. He wants to go out on his terms, on his time. This time, he's coming back not as the dead man, but as himself. More so kind of an American badass, but like a hybrid almost, because we saw him. I kind of want that to be the end of that Undertaker character when he left all the garment and, the hat and the ring. I really don't want to see Undertaker come back. I really don't. Who would the match be against? Cena? But again, I think the time and place for that match is come and gone. I really do. I just want Taker to relax and enjoy himself because he's truly done it all. He has no more to give for this industry. He's given so much, and for that, I am thankful as a fan. Question number 4. Since we've had women making history in different match stipulations, Royal Rumble, Hell in a Cell, is there any other type of match you would like to see the women have? I was going to say Elimination Chamber, but what about ladder match? We have a women's ladder match. We had Money in the Bank. All right, so we have had a women's ladder match. But I meant like a one-on-one ladder match, not a multi-woman match. A women's Extreme Rules match? Have we had a women's Extreme? I know maybe back in the day we did, but recently, excuse me, an Extreme Rules match. Question number 5. If the Pens or Hawks don't win the Stanley Cup this year, who do you think will win? The Las Vegas Golden Knights. Boy, oh boy, are they on fire. Marc-Andre Fleury, thank you. 3 Stages of Hell, Tian Couponer. Thank you all for joining me in the live chat. 3 Stages of Hell. That's what I'd like to see. Forgot about that one because we haven't seen 3 Stages of Hell since what? Cena, Ryback? There you go. But it's going to be the Vegas Golden Knights. That's my pick to win because the Hawks suck. Pens are coming up, though. They are cooking. They won 4-1 today against St. Louis. So we shall see. So thank you for your questions, Mike. Moving on here to BSP podcast. My good friend Gene. Gene, I hope everything's doing well. Make sure to check out BS Podcast, his channel. Great stuff. So thank you for your questions. Number 1, is there any chance you think Daniel Bryan returns to WWE ring? I would like to see Daniel Bryan return to a World Wrestling Entertainment ring just due to the fact that, well, didn't they mention on the past week's SmackDown from the one thing that I caught from they keep teasing it. Why? They wouldn't go to that whole length if they're not going to clear him, right? Right? Hunter, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Like I said, if there's any questions you guys want to ask, live chat, please feel free to ask. Thank you for joining me. But in regards to Daniel Bryan, why would you continue to do that? I just don't I don't get that, Oh, you want to wrestle again, Daniel? You want to wrestle so badly. Like, either you're going to go somewhere with this or let the guy be released from his contract and let him go. Otherwise, this entire thing between him and Shane is pointless. We shall see. Question number 2. How much longer do you think that Vince will be in charge of WWE before he turns it over to Triple H, Stephanie, and Shane? Well, we're kind of seeing him turning over to Triple H. On the last video I did about 205 Live, Triple H is now taking over, running that show, so that's a good sign. However, I still think we're going to see Vince run WWE until he is in the ground and buried. Hell, my prediction is Vince ain't going anywhere. He will die at his office desk. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to have his funeral. This is Vince. I could see them having the funeral on Monday Night Raw. No joke. I'll get to your question, Hunter, as soon as I finish all these questions in the comments section. So don't worry about that. So yeah, Vince is going to be there till he dies. Will 2018 be the year John Cena becomes a 17-time world champion? It's possible he wins the Chamber, faces Lesnar. I don't see it. I think he's going way after Mania. So I don't think it'll happen in 2018. But I could be wrong. But I don't think so. Thank you for your questions, Gene. Jake Snyder, good friend. 3 questions here. Number 1, what do you think is next for Seth Rollins? If Jordan's healthy, it's a match with Jason Jordan, a feud with Jason Jordan. And then once Dean Ambrose comes back, they can reinvoke their rivalry with the roles reversed. Rollins versus Ambrose, with Ambrose as the sick, sadistic, psychotic heel. That's what I want to see. Question number 2, do you ever see this Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy feud pick up? Be enjoyable? Maybe that's what you wanted to ask. But anyways, the Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy feud, it's been okay. It's just been okay. I really want them to go outside the box. I mean, come on. You got Matt Hardy, guy with a bunch of ideas. Bray Wyatt. There's so much more you could do with the Bray Wyatt character. I just want to see something different other than them going into the ring and laughing at each other. That was fine for the first week, but when we move on from that and actually have them do something of note, you have a budget to work with. So let's go all out. Compound matches, Vanguard won, all the other stuff they did in TNA. So yeah, I want to see something different happen in the Bray Wyatt Matt Hardy feud, some type of progression and some stakes to be attached to it. Number 3, what do you think the Pens should do at the trade deadline? Honestly, they're doing well enough right now. I was going to say third line center, but maybe you'll just have to wait and see because the deadline's still what? A couple weeks away. Or it's in March. Yeah, I would wait and see because we are in second place right now in the division. What is the NHL? Excuse me. NHL trade deadline 2018. Let me just look that up. Date for the NHL trade deadline is it's February 26th. So yeah, right now, I think the Pens are sitting pretty good. So we shall see. We shall see. Thank you for the questions. Ultra Shadow 97. What are your favorite WWE pay-per-view songs? Shoot to Thrill, AC/DC. I did like the hell. We Own It from Royal Rumble 2014. Pay-per-view songs. Let the Bodies Hit the Floor from SummerSlam, I believe 2001. That was a really good song. SummerSlam 98 was the Highway to Hell? I think that was Highway to Hell. Let me just double check. Yep. It was Highway to Hell. So gotta love me some AC/DC. Anything with rock, metal, there's a bunch. But yeah, back in the day we got much better pay-per-view songs. Now it's all this modern pop crap that just makes me want to rip my ears off. The stuff they used for NXT actually was pretty good. Square Hammer by Ghost. That was for one of the NXT takeovers, I believe San Antonio. That was good stuff. So yeah, anything rock, metal, sounds good to me. Those are just some off the top of my head. Thank you for your question. Question from Jack Southall. Be sure to check out his channel. Thank you, Jack. Question number 1. What would be a dream match you'd like to see Ronda Rousey involved with? Well, thank you for asking that. It's Asuka. It's Asuka versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 35 in the main event with both going in undefeated. You have Asuka as the undefeated champion, Ronda winning the Royal Rumble, and there's your first ever women's main event match, Asuka versus Ronda Rousey. Guys and gals watching live, what do you think of that match for headlining WrestleMania 35? I think that's our best possible bet. So that's a match I'd like to see. Favorite WrestleMania of all time? 17. But 30's up there too. Favorite one that I've watched live is 30, but my favorite of all time is 17. Nothing beats 17. Although WrestleMania 3's up there. WrestleMania 21. Those are just some off the top of my head. But yeah, WrestleMania 17. So thank you for the questions, Jack. From Robbie1 Kenobi. Robbie, thank you for the questions. Number 5. We'll start with number 5. Where would you rank the Toy Story films from favorite to least? Ooh, that's a good one. 2, 3, and 1. I love 2. 2 is one of my favorite animated films of all time. And your question might get me to I got to watch those films again. Man, they're such good films. 3, that ending, so emotional, so well done, made me cry. 1, that one holds a special place in my heart too, but out of all the 3, if you're going to say it's the weakest, it's still a great film, but out of the 3, it is the weakest. Still a great movie, though. So yeah, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, 2, 3, 1. There you go. Little botch there. But yeah, love me the Toy Story films. Question number 4. Which potential Sasha Banks match would you be more intrigued to see happen at WrestleMania 34? Versus Trish Stratus or as Raw Women's Champion versus Asuka? Well, if we're going to get Asuka versus Charlotte, which is what I want to see, then I would love to see Asuka versus Trish Stratus. Their little interaction in the Royal Rumble was great to see. Trish still looks in great shape. I'm pretty sure she could come back if she wanted to, so I want to see Asuka. Well, Asuka versus Charlotte, and then Sasha versus Trish Stratus. Question number 3 here, based on what happened during the Royal Rumble match, as well as tweet Undisputed Era sent out shortly after, do you think we could get Adam Cole, baby, versus Rey Mysterio here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans? Man, Adam Cole versus Rey Mysterio? Yeah, I'd want to see that. At TakeOver New Orleans? Why the hell not? So if Ray's up for it, I know he's doing stuff with New Japan now. I read about that. I believe he's facing Jushin Thunder Liger. But if Ray's up for it, hey, that would be one hell of a match at TakeOver New Orleans. Boy, I would love to see that. Huge fan of Rey Mysterio, so hopefully we see that match. Question number 2, what do you think could be the best storyline to come out of the Mixed Match Challenge? Maybe a romance between Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. I really enjoyed their interaction on the Mixed Match Challenge. Didn't watch last week. Hopefully I'll be able to watch this week. So yeah, that's all I got. And your final question: What do you enjoy the most about Michael Keaton's portrayal of Batman in the Tim Burton films? Well, that is a very good answer, because you know I'm a huge fan of the Batman films, and Michael Keaton does the best portrayal of Batman, in my opinion. Why is he the best? Because of his subtlety. Because of his instinct to be able to go from quiet guy, just sitting in the corner, a guy you would never suspect as being Batman. He's Bruce Wayne, but you would never in a million years think this guy, he's Batman. But that one scene where he just goes off on Jack Nicholson's Joker, and you know which one I'm talking about, and just like that, he's that killer instinct inside of him. All of his anger and depression from his parents being murdered in front of him by Jack Napier, the Joker. Michael Keaton's range, his versatility as Bruce Wayne and Batman is why he is my favorite Batman of all time. And it kind of helps that he went to my high school, Montour High School. So shout out to that. But yeah, Michael Keaton kicks ass as Batman. Primetime, what's going on? And now we will turn over here to the live chat. Fire away with your questions, guys. So Hunter Cole asks, what's up, Daniel? Will Shinsuke Nakamura win the belt at WrestleMania? Oh, you said belt. I might have to block you. If I was Vince McMahon, I would scream in your face. Remember, it is a championship title. You guys have to make sure you use the correct verbiage. But on that note, I think Shinsuke does win the championship at WrestleMania. I think it'll be a huge moment, and I think him and AJ will tear the house down at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 34. Who is more likely to win a world championship in 2018, Braun or Miz? World championship. It's got to be Strowman. Got to be Strowman. Although Miz, he's up there. He's really had a career year since 2016, so either guy. But I got to go with Braun. Braun's my pick. That was one of my predictions for 2018, so I'm going with Braun Strowman. Primetime asks, what's your top 3 HBK matches of all time? Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of them. It's really tough. Well, my number 1 match of all time is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. So that's definitely number 1. In no particular order, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H street fight from SummerSlam 2002. Wow, what an epic match that was. And I'll throw the ladder match. As you all can see behind me, I got WrestleMania 10 on. The ladder match is coming up. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Epic shit. Thank you for the question. Devin Cyborg asks, who was the wrestler of 2017? The worst. Well, I'll tell you the best. For me, the best was, I think I picked Braun Strowman. Worst wrestler of 2017. Can I say Randy Orton? Because he really did not have a good year. I just didn't enjoy anything that Orton. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. Jinder Mahal. There's my worst wrestler. Jinder King Mahal. That's my pick. Kurt Angle, HBK. Oh, God. See that? That could just be up to... There's so many amazing Shawn Michaels matches. That's one of my all-time favorites. So, like, fuck it. Let's put that up there as well. Let's make it a top 4. Hunter asks, are you doing a Raw and SmackDown Live review this week? Raw, yes. SmackDown Live, no. Why? Because you didn't know. Oh, you didn't know? Road Dogg better block somebody. Oh, and I have a question for you guys in the live chat. Have you had the honor and the privilege of being blocked by the Road Dogg Jesse James? Because he blocked my ass a long time ago, and yes, I'm still salty about that. So I will not be watching Crapdown Live, because honestly, I'd rather watch 205 Live or the Mixed Match Challenge, or hell, even WCW Thunder. That's how bad we're talking that SmackDown Live has gotten. So, yeah. Road Dogg, you blocked me, and I'm still jealous. If I ever see you in person, I'll be like, oh, I'll just tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you remember me? Oh, wait, I can't talk to you because you blocked me. But anyways, focusing on here. Breakout star of 2017. Shit down. Yes. SmackDown is in the shitter. I hope it picks up because it's WrestleMania season. What the hell? Come on, can we try? Raw is at least watchable. I can watch Raw. SmackDown, I can't do it. That's a shame. There's got a ton of good talent on there, and they're just wasting them. Breakout star of 2017. I got to give it to Strowman as well. Strowman had a career year. Like, that was his year to break out and shine. And to me, he became a main event player on that Raw brand. With the best gimmick, Hurricane or Eugene? I love the Hurricane. Haven't watched that period, though, in WWE history. I'm making my way there. That's, around 2003, 2004, Ruthless Aggression era. Did not watch around that time, but don't you worry. Eventually, I will catch up on all WWE history on the network. So yeah. Any other questions, guys, that we got here before we go off the air? Throw them all at me. They could either be wrestling, non-wrestling related. They could be hockey questions. We could talk about Pittsburgh Penguins. We could talk about whatever you got. Robbie, there you are. What's going on? You remember Uncle Lewis and Aunt Bethany? Uncle Lewis. What's that from? It's not ringing a bell. Uncle Lewis and Aunt Bethany. Yeah, that one. Sorry, that one. Right over my head. Favorite tag team currently? And if that question rings a bell, I will certainly answer it. But favorite tag team in WWE today, Usos. Usos are on fire. They've always been one of my favorites, but the way they've been able to revitalize themselves ever since that heel turn just goes to show you, if you put a new coat of paint on somebody, it freshens them up tremendously. Squirrel. Thank you, because I wasn't in Christmas mode. That is from National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, one of my favorites. Oh, thank you for that, Robbie. One of my favorite scenes is with, oh, what the hell, Cousin Eddie, he's put the shit in the drain. He's like, the shitter was full. Oh man, that's classic shit. What Primetime asks, what's your favorite faction of all time, or top 5? I'll go favorite of all time, even though I've never seen. Wow, that's tough because I never seen. It should be the Horsemen. It's tough because DX, NW. I didn't watch WC, so they're great. But if I had to pick from what I've seen, keep in mind I'd go with DX. Devin asks, have you heard of Logan Paul? Yes, I have. And don't worry, I put him on the list. I don't really know that much about him. Don't really care. Yeah, I really don't care about him. So, yeah, I know what he did, but it's just like, some loser, whatever. So, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to say thank you all for giving me your questions and for participating in the live chat. It was great to have all 5 of you here. Remember to check me out here on youtube.com/DanielGuys412 for all my latest thoughts. I will be back up here tomorrow night after Monday Night Raw for my live review, so come back on up here for that. Always up here every Monday for a live Raw review. My WrestleMania 34 card predictions are coming up soon. Also, guys, if you're watching live, be sure to check out my top 5 opponents for Ronda Rousey video that was recently uploaded and helped get the views on that. So there will be more content coming soon to this channel as we approach the road to WrestleMania. And one last question here. Actually, we got 2. Okay, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? I ain't doing anything. I'm gonna be in school. That's what I'm gonna be doing for Valentine's Day. And which National Lampoon is your favorite Christmas vacation? So thank you for those final 2 questions, guys. Thank you all for participating. It was great having you all here. So yeah, till my next video, guys, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your night. Take care, guys.